Well, good Sunday morning to you. It's Dan. I want to welcome y'all to my home in the sticks. I hope everybody is having a fantabulous Sunday morning. I know I am. Nice and cool out here, but I got a major project I need to work on today, and I'm gonna take y'all with me. So give me a second, and I'm gonna show you. All right, let's rock on. Our mission today is we need to move that router right there. Got to move that from inside my shop to my shack over there. So that's going to require some drilling, some hanging some line, drilling in the floor of my shack. Because you know what? I got to have some high-speed internet over there in that shack. So let me get set up and I'll start rocking on, and I'm gonna turn this camera on and off throughout the whole process just to show you what I'm doing. So give me a second. All right, y'all. First thing we're gonna do is we are gonna disconnect the power from this router, and we are gonna disconnect the router from the cable that's coming in from the outside. That's the first thing we're going to do. I'm also going to unplug this Wi-Fi extender. All right, we have our router unplugged, and we have our router, and here's our Wi-Fi extender. Those are unplugged. We're going to set those off to the side. Right here is actually, this is what the cable folks installed. I believe it's some kind of splitter. What I'm going to do is I'm just probably going to take this line off right here that was connected to my router. My intentions are to run cable from this this fitting, well, this tap right here on the splitter. I'm going to drill a hole through my wall, and all I'm going to do is connect back up to it and run out into my shack. Before we go any further, I just want everybody to know I am not a professional internet installation type person. I'm just doing this because I think it's going to work, and we're going to see if it works. Wi-Fi is fine, but you lose a whole lot of bandwidth when you use Wi-Fi. So let me get all set up for that, and then we're going to rock on the next step. All right, y'all. We finna start drilling into this, this wall right here. What I have is a drill bit that's just a little bit bigger than the diameter of the actual plug itself. So I could slide it into the hole without it getting hung up or anything like that. So that's what we're gonna do now. Let's get our drill on. All right, y'all, I punched through to the other side. I had to use some creativity. I actually had to use just a small spade bit with an extender on it, just so I could get it through the whole wall, because there's a void. You got your 2x4s and there's a void. So I use this to punch through to the other side. Here's the hole right here. And all I'm using is just a file just to get any burrs off of that metal. Hopefully it won't do anything to the cable once I put it through. All right, y'all, we got this cable pulled through. What I wanted to show you is if you're running your cable through a wall and you have insulation in your wall, before you hook this up to your router or whatever it is you're going to hook it up to, you need to make sure that there's no insulation on the inside of this thing right here, because it's not going to make contact and it may cause you some problems. Like, why isn't this thing working? Well, that's why. There's something in there that's causing it not to work. All right. Here is the cable company's splitter. All I'm going to do is I'm going to hook straight into it from here. Matter of fact, give me a second. We're going to do this the right way. All right, y'all, we back. Let's just go on and take this thing off of the wall. Okay. So now that we have it off the wall, we can make sure that this thing is screwing on there properly. Okay, it's going on there nicely. All right, so I got those on there pretty secure. All right, let's put this guy back where he belongs. So just rock and roll with it like this. We got the cable running from the outside to the inside, and we have it hooked up to the cable company splitter. Now we need to go outside now and start hanging some line. So give me a second. All right, let's get to rock and rolling. Let me show you what I'm going to use. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually run this line up this existing cable. I'm going to use some zip ties to put it up, or secure it to the other line. It's going to go up that line, and then I'm going to run it on these those 2x6s up at the top, and I'm gonna run it all the way across. Let's see if I can spin you around all the way across, and then it's going to come down somewhere over there. What I'm going to use to accomplish that is these coax clamps. You just put your cable in there and you just screw them in to the wood. Keeps it nice and neat, and it keeps it secure. And a ladder out, and then we're going to proceed from there. These zip ties. We'll just get this thing strapped on. Let's see. Make sure I ain't got no bee nest up here. Lord have mercy. Wasp. So, got that cable secured to that line. I hope you can see that. And what we're going to do is back a little bit, and then I'm going to get up on that ladder. And I'm actually going to attach that cable to that joist up there, that roof rafter. All right, y'all, we have our cable run to the end right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do an aerial and bring it this way. And I'm gonna attach onto my shack right there. So let's see if we can do this without me killing myself. Oh, I wanted to show you this too. I normally, if I'm playing around with cable or anything like that, I always wrap the other end up in some electrical tape just to protect the connectors. So it's a good little tip. I'm gonna leave a little bit of slack in it. It's gonna be okay. Okay, I think my drop's gonna be right around here somewhere. All right, we got the cable run all the way across. I don't know if you can see what I was doing, but it's right where the ladder is. It's going to come this way, and then I'm going to drop it down. I guess the next thing we need to do is get up in this shack over here. I'm going to have to drill me a hole through my floor, and then we're going to run the wiring up into the shack. So give me a second. All right, y'all, we inside the shack now. Let's see if we can't get us a hole drilled through the floor. That was perfect. I don't know if you can see it, but my measurements were right. So let me get this wire run up from the bottom into the shack, and then we're gonna proceed from there. There we go. I just took me a stick, dropped it down in that hole. So now when I go up underneath the shack, I know exactly where I need to be. Yeah, baby. Yeah. All right, y'all. I done rocked and rolled now. Ooh, Lord, let me show you. Okay, got the line wound, brought up into the shack. It's got a hole right here. Not too crazy about that hole, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill that hole in with some silicone, something like that. So I think it'd be fine, but hey, you got to drill the hole bigger than the actual size of the wire, because of the connector end of it is a little bit bigger than the actual diameter of the wire. So it'd be all right. So let me get everything else set up, and then we will give this thing a test. I better yet, you know what? Let me bring you outside and I'll show you exactly what I did from a close-up view. So give me a second. All right, here we go. First started off by connecting my own RJ6 to this splitter that the cable company provided, and it's run outside. And all I did was run the wire, and I ran it up the cable wire, attached it to that beam right there. And it comes across, and I actually aerialed the wire to my shop, to my shack rather. Comes across, he comes down, and here's the actual wire that goes up into my shack. Pretty easy, but it just takes time consuming with one person, because you got to get up and down a ladder and all that stuff, and it is what it is, right? Let me get all of the gear into my shack, get it hooked up. I'm gonna turn this camera back on, and then we're gonna see what it does. So give me a second. All right, y'all, we are done. Everything is hardwired in. We're gonna run a test, and let's just see what how our speeds look. So flip you around. According to the speed test, we are downloading at 62.4 megabytes, and we are uploading at 5.45 megabytes. I guess that's okay. I have to get with my cable company and find out. They gave me some different numbers on the upload speed. Download is fine, the upload is lacking a little bit, but we're just gonna have to see. But that's what I have done today. Mission is completed. The only thing I'd have done different, if I had the means to do it, would be I would have bought the RJ6 cable in a spool and put my own connectors on it, because it probably would have made it a heck of a lot easier to run the cables through the holes, through the floor. Instead of drilling a big old hole, I could have just drilled a real small hole. But you know, I don't have the means to crimp the ends and all of that stuff. So it is what it is. We just had to do what we had to do and use what we had to use. So, mission complete. Y'all, if you liked the video, give it one of those, like the thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, consider subscribing. Sure like to have new folks come over here to my home in the sticks, so I can show you and y'all what I'm doing over here. And with that being said, y'all, hey, don't let nobody dull your shine. And I mean nobody. You need to get your shine on. And we'll see you and y'all in the next video.